Well, thank you, Catherine. Thank you for the kind introduction, and thank you for inviting me to speak here today. As AMO President, I have the privilege to speak to municipal leaders and staff from across Ontario on a variety of public policy and matters, and it gives me great pleasure and sense of a broadly diverse communities and the breadth of programs and policies that touch all of our lives every day. So in particular, I always appreciate the opportunity to speak about social services because it touches such a chord. You take care of the most vulnerable residents in our great province, and how we take care of these populations is, in some way, very measure of our own society. So it is certainly fitting to see the theme of your conference is measuring what matters, because what you do matters so very much. Last week, a new report came out that said that 1 in 5 children in Ontario lives in poverty. It is a staggering number, and it points to just how broadly your work affects the people of this great province, and just how pressing the need is today for greater investment in our social infrastructure. Our very future depends on it. We know that robust human resources and services can help address poverty, promote social inclusion, and improve the overall health and well-being of the population. Many of you and those on your staff see the difference that your work makes firsthand in the lives of the people in your very own community. You know the difference it can make when a single mom finds good quality, affordable childcare, or when a family in need of housing finally gets a roof over its head. We also know that those individual stories add up and help create a better place for everyone to live. Unfortunately, those who make the big policy decisions about social service programs are often removed from those results. Measuring human service outcomes is essential to telling the story of the good work that you all do. At the local level, measuring results helps elected councils and DSAP's boards to clearly understand your work and the outcomes that you achieve. In turn, it's up to these councils and boards to support you as you strive for excellence through continuous improvement. As the government closest to the people, we are uniquely positioned to deliver services that are responsive to our community's distinct needs. Municipalities and district social services administration boards have risen to this challenge to provide effective, efficient, and responsible services within our own local context. Local innovation is about coming up with bold ideas and new solutions to problems. Measuring results is a way to help you decide what new directions to head in. In today's political environment, it is also an imperative. It is imperative. More and more, we will be asked to make the case for continued government investments in human and social services, especially in times of fiscal restraint. There are ever fewer dollars to meet ever-growing needs. In this context, measuring outcomes, demonstrating results, and delivering return on investment is critical. The province, too, has signaled in its renewed poverty reduction strategy that it is committed to funding programs based on evidence. Together, we can work with the province in this effort by showing we are committed to managing successful programs and gathering the evidence needed to prove it. Measuring outcomes is also essential to successful advocacy and its natural place for OMSSA and AMO collaboration. Our joint task is to advocate for programs and investments that will create strong, prosperous, and healthy communities, a shared goal of both municipal leaders and social service administrators. As we measure outcomes, we need to make sure we link the data to these broader community goals. When we arrive at practical recommendations that will improve social policy in Ontario and make the most of limited tax dollars, then other orders of government will find it difficult to ignore the message, and the people of Ontario will benefit. AMO and OMSSA work together with the province to secure greater program flexibility for a number of programs, including the Community Homelessness Prevention Initiative and the new child care funding model. Good, solid work, effective. Government-to-government relations are part of the recipe for success. It takes a village, as we all say, and guess what? We are the village. I don't need to tell you that the strength in Community Homelessness Prevention Initiative and Child Care Program lies in their flexibility. Flexibility is not the most common concept at Queen's Park, but we have made progress. Flexibility spurs local innovation. It allows you as service system managers to plan and respond to the unique needs of our communities. As AMO says, so often one size does not fit all. Approach does not work. By demonstrating measurable results, AMO and OMSSA can continue to make the case for provincial funding that supports flexibility, innovation, collaboration, and outcome-based results, real results for people. It's most useful when your performance measures are clear, consistent, and linked to program purpose. In an age of fiscal restraint, measuring service levels, quality, and costs and exercises such as benchmarking and best practices can help promote and demonstrate cost effectiveness. Data gathering efforts will also help us support the journey towards greater human service integration. We know that by creating more accessible, responsive, and adaptable services, integration can help achieve better outcomes for Ontarians. For example, the province's poverty reduction strategy makes a commitment to ending homelessness. We want to work with the government to help achieve this ambitious goal, but we will only make progress through an integrated social and human services approach. Dealing with clients and programs in isolation won't get the job done. We know that homelessness is a complex issue with overlapping responsibilities, from income support and employment programs to affordable housing and much more. In terms of housing, there is such an uncertainty and anxiety as social housing faces threats on many fronts. The end of the federal operating agreements looms large. The federal government has made no further commitments to stay in the social housing field. Our message on housing is very clear. We need long-term sustainable funding solutions. Municipalities need certainty from the federal and provincial partners in this regard. Another critical area is social assistance transformation. I have high hopes about what we can achieve here. That said, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the current challenges with the SAMS implementation. You, your staff, and the province are working very hard to fix the problems that came with a massive software change to make sure that OW and ODSP clients get their correct payments at the right time. I have every confidence that by working together for all the clients across the province, this too will be resolved hopefully soon. AMO's advocacy is focused on ensuring that changes are adequately funded and flexible enough to allow for local innovation and efficiency in service delivery. It is in our shared interest to improve the lives and employment prospects of low-income Ontarians in our communities. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. AMO also supports the Ontario government's vision to modernize childcare. There is much work to be done to improve childcare outcomes for families in Ontario. Bill 10, the Child Care Modernization Act, is a step in the right direction. AMO supports the bill as it recognizes and acknowledges the municipal role in delivering high-quality child care in the province. It is also critical that any changes are adequately planned and funded without increasing the financial burden on municipalities. On all fronts, we need to provide sound public policy advice that will support our residents and strengthen our communities. Collectively, I have a great faith that we can do this, and we can achieve more by working together than we ever could alone. You have the understanding and expertise that can drive innovation solutions to serve Ontarians in need. We need that insight we need that advice. I am proud of the work that our two organizations have made in recent years to provide sound and practical policy advice to the province. We have, in effect, doubled the outfit, with our two organizations working together and developing robust capacity on a policy front. We are a good tag team. We continue that work today, serving together at various policy tables, from childcare modernization and housing to poverty reduction and social assistance transformation. I want to take this opportunity to thank the OMSSA board and its staff for their leadership and their hard work, particularly your Executive Director, Kira Heineck, Policy Director, Petra Wolfbeis, and current President, Catherine Matheson, and past President, Janet Menard. I also want to thank all of you for the work that you do back home as social and human service practitioners and system managers. The frontline leadership is valued and greatly appreciated. I believe the growing strength of our relationship is demonstrated by AMO's presence at this conference. It's my sincere hope that I can come back before you again in other forums to celebrate our shared successes. We have accomplished a lot with OMSSA over the years, and we look forward to continued partnership to improve human services in Ontario. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your conference.